Wherever there is a story, that is where you find us. Where the gist is developing, that is where we cast our net. Where there is a drama, you can trust us to act it out. And where there is news, reporting is our delight. Even on the go, we are ready to track it. At Immaculate Television, we bring you the latest, hottest, and spot-on news as it makes the rounds all over the world. Reporting from the nooks and crannies of both rural and urban communities. Talk of politics, business, sports, entertainment, events, and many more. You can trust us with your airtime and view time because we are binoculate. We are Immaculate Television, ITVS. We now bring you up to speed with news around Africa and across the nation, Nigeria. You're welcome to ITVS National News. My name is Adoluwapo Idowu. The Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetekun, has launched a special intervention squad in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, to curb activities of kidnappers and bandits, especially in border towns within the territory. News correspondent gathered that the squad would be in charge of patrolling and securing the communities within various borders of the FCT and intervening to curb and mitigate violent attacks in the nation's capital. The Nigeria Police Force had in late 2023 revealed that deployment of 40,000 operatives of the Special Intervention Squad, which were undergoing training, would begin with Katsina and 9 other states, including the FCT. The force headquarters also revealed that the proposed commanders will be in charge of the squad will be trained in Mexico, while noting that deployment to the 10 carefully selected states is to pilot the activities of the SIS. Egbetekun further noted that the SIS will be a standby team of specially trained officers to quickly intervene in large insecurity occurrences, adding that it was part of the priority of his administration's endeavor to combat the country's threat of violent crime. Meanwhile, in an exclusive interview with news correspondent, the Force Public Relations Officer, ACP Olumuyiwa Dejobi, noted that the Special Intervention Squad will not operate like the defunct Special Anti-Kidnapping Squad that was notorious for human rights abuses. The force spokesperson also revealed that the operatives of the SIS, which were drawn from the police mobile force and others, would not be involved in escort duties, while noting that the squad's commanders would operate under the command of the Commissioner of Police in their respective states. Egbetekun, who spoke during a meeting with squadron leaders and tactical commanders at the force headquarters, said the deployment and development was to allow the police to take back its place in internal security architecture of the country. Let's now give you more update about the Ibadan explosives, giving a full report from Immaculate Television. Residents of Adeyi Avenue, Bodija, Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, had a brush with death yesterday at around 8 p.m. in the night when a loud explosion claimed several houses, vehicles, and lives. Immaculate Television earlier reported that the blast was heard and felt in many parts of Ibadan, claiming 2 lives and causing injuries to 77 others across the locale on Tuesday evening. ITVS correspondents were at the scene of the incident yesterday and earlier this morning to cover the development. Meanwhile, the Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde, who visited the scene of the explosion, confirmed the casualties and disclosed preliminary investigations by security agencies revealed that the blast was caused by illegal miners occupying one of the houses in Bodija. He further added that looting of properties should be curbed within the vicinity and that deterrent would be penalized as deemed fit. And here is what the governor said earlier on.
And if anybody bad try looting, will be shoot at sight. They will kill that individual. So everybody should get it.
Also, Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin, the Speaker of Oyo State House of Assembly, on his visit to the affected site, spoke to newsmen offering his condolences to those affected and also implored the general public to be calm, refuting the claims of the explosion being a terrorist attack on the state.
As at the incident that happened yesterday evening, we are saddened by this incident, and rest assured that the whole state's machineries and well-meaning Nigerians, and especially the indigenes of Oyo State, put efforts together to ensure that the first thing first is the rescue mission. We have to ensure that the lives are first secured, and then we also have to do an assessment of the damages done to properties of the people living in this area. So we are also appealing to the general population to help out in any way possible, but most importantly to give the agencies that these incidents concern space and allowance for them to do their own work. But we, as the Oyo State House of Assembly, are saddened by this, and this has also geared us even more to ensure that environmental safety precautions are put in place to ensure that situations like this never occur again.
Excuse me, sir. Do you suspect any terrorist activity in this situation?
Well, although investigations are still ongoing, it is not my place to discuss security matters as of this moment. But from what we can see, the people of Oyo State can be rest assured that we don't see the sign of that as of now. But we'll allow the security operatives and the relevant agencies to conclude on the investigation before we make any more comment on that.
Thank you. Name, sir?
My name is Right Honorable Adebo Godoy, Speaker of Oyo State House of Assembly and Chairman of the Conference of Speakers of Nigeria.
Other concerned residents spoke with Immaculate Television ITVS news team, expressing their displeasure at the cause of the explosion and the spread of unsolicited rumors flying across the internet. And here is more comprehensive report of the incident from Immaculate Television ITVS news correspondent.
Scene of event on the explosion that happened yesterday. Immaculate TV is here to bring you situations live. As you can see, there are many buildings affected. As at yesterday in the night, when people had returned from their various works, there was a sudden explosion, and we were told that some people were injured. According to the Commissioner for Environment, he said some people kept explosives that they were using to blast rocks in the area. And I don't know what happened. The thing suddenly, exploded. And as you can see, several buildings were destroyed. I really can't say right now whether there were loss of lives or anything. But you can see in the camera, the buildings, several buildings were actually destroyed. One of the things that the commissioner said, when you see a thing, you should be able to say it. Some people have been keeping dangerous things around here, but the residents of this area never knew until yesterday night when this thing exploded. I think the wounded have been taken to the various hospitals. As events unfold, we'll be able to tell you whether or not there were people who were dead or not. But as I speak to you, we learned that there were casualties. People got wounded. Immaculate Television.
It's negligence, so to say.
Why would you say negligence? Is it that the residents, are they aware of such?
Fine, yes. I came here, I represented Sikens to get the whole story, to cover the whole event. But when we got here, we interviewed one woman there that he said the neighbor is living the house, her houses is part of the road that collapsed. And the woman said that there's a two duplex rent that they live in one. There were 8 of them, and another, the Malians, they are from Mali. They live at the other wing of the duplex. There were 8. that every night they used to see these Malians. They will bring out it, and they will bring it out. If they want to bring it out, they will bring it out in the morning, very early in the morning, like 5:30. And with my team here, when they were doing the interview with the woman said, but they never asked them what they were bringing out. That they thought it was ties they used to carry in the box. That they used to carry the ties in the box. We asked them, are they not doing landlords association meeting? We asked for the owner of the house, their landlord or landlady. The woman responded that he never met the landlord or the landlady. They don't know them. But they used to live with Malians. There are people from Mali that they are their neighbors, and they used to bring this thing out in and out. And we asked them that when this thing happened, they said when this thing happened, they discovered there was a smoke coming out from their flat. And they said they called their attention that what happened. The woman responded, the Malians responded that this thing that happened is beyond their control. They don't know what to do. And the woman said, I think that the woman responded that when the thing came, they called the neighbors. Before you know it, they all absconded. So they've absconded.
So they are not even part of
They are not even part of the scene. That they've moved. Before you know it, all of them moved away.
But please, what's your advice to the general public?
My advice to the general public is any little thing you discover, unusual movement, you discover in your environment, just ask. Ask people, call one or two people or neighbors that you saw so unusual movement in the street. Just question them so that we should know, we should ask, we should know what is going on in the environment.
Madam, do you suspect an act of terrorism? Malians being here and nobody suspected them?
No, I don't know. I don't know. We cannot say that. We can't say. But I just discovered that we should ask questions. Always. We should often ask questions. If you see any strange things. They said they have been living here for long. They have their children in schools here. They are their neighbors. Mostly the Malians are living in this street.
My
name is Honorable Olufunke Comforter Olajide, representing Ibadan North Constituency 1. As we can all see what happened here, the damage is something not to write home about. It has affected me here, as we can all see. It's not something one can quantify. So it has affected almost everybody in this area. Lost lives. So many people also was wounded. And I'm short of words. I don't know what to say anymore. But I just beg His Excellency to come to our rescue. At least everybody of the household in this environment. Beg His Excellency, beg the states to come to our rescue. And those that are taking all this to brought to book. A drastic action should be taken. And that means we have to work more on our security. It's very important. And for those that lost their life, I pray that God Almighty will grant the fortitude to bear the loss. And I pray for those that got wounded, that God will heal them, that be a rapid healing with them. By God's grace. Thank you so much.
Were you at home when this thing occurred?
My staffs, guests, they actually rushed to call me. So I was not home, but I had the blast from where I was. So I had to rush in to come to my rescue. Most of them were taken to the hospital. Even myself too, but at least I had to be strong for them. That's why I'm here.
Thank you. So have you at any point?
Ma, you talked about security being improved. Do you suspect any act of terrorism?
I don't. but at least it has happened. It's just a way for us to brace up on our security to ensure all this is not stop all this from happening. I'm sorry, I lost my voice, so I just have to.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much.
This pit you're looking at is the actual place of the explosion. As you can see, it has eaten deep into the ground. Yes, as you can see, this is one of the buildings affected by the explosion that occurred about 8 o'clock yesterday evening. This building is owned by one of the honorables, Oyo State, member of House of Assembly. As you can see, everything here has been shattered.
Immaculate Television ITVS expresses her condolence to the affected families and community. Now away from that story now to Borno State, where 2 members of the Borno State Civilian Joint Task Force were killed and 8 others injured by an improvised explosive device on Tuesday at Mafa Town, Mafa local government area of the state. Eyewitnesses told newsmen in Maiduguri on Wednesday today that the incident happened while the Kosi military operatives were on their routine operations along Mafa-Kodunga local government axis when they drove over the IED suspected to have been planted by Boko Haram terrorists. The 2 deceased CJTF members were buried in Mafa Town immediately on Tuesday, according to Islamic Rites. The burial, according to the statement, was attended by the local government area chairman, Goni Gonibe, the member representing Mafa at the State House of Assembly, Baba Ali Modu, and the local government secretary, Alhaji Salih Bubakar, and some top-ranking officials of the military of the Operation Hadin Kai Theater Command. Immediately after the burial, the local government area chairman, his entourage, and other sympathizers visited the UMTH to commiserate with those injured and assure the families of proper medical care for them. Away from Borno State now to Taraba State, where the Supreme Court has adjourned the appeal by the new Nigeria People's Party against the Taraba State Governor, Kefas Agbu. The NNPP and its governorship candidate, Professor Yahaya Sani, are contesting the victory of the governor and the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in last year's March 18 governorship election in the state. The Court of Appeal in Abuja had affirmed the election of Agbu as the state governor. The appellate court held that all the allegations of non-compliant irregularities and other malpractices were not proven by the appellant in line with the provisions of the law. At the Apex Court on Wednesday, the NNPP and Sani and their counsel Olusegun Jolawo, SAN, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, appealed to the justices to allow the case of his clients and grant all the reliefs they are praying for. The lead counsel to Agbo and the PDP, Kanu Agabi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, urged the Apex Court to dismiss the appeal. He said that the appeal of the appellant was grossly incompetent to be considered because of several flaws in the way the case was presented at the Apex Court. After listening to the counsel's argument, the 5-member panel led by Justice Kudirat Kekeriekun reserved judgment on the matter. And before we now stream our live programs on multiple digital platforms, for iPhone users, Limex World TV app is where to find us. As well for Android users, NetNiger TV app is where we are. Once and again, thank you for joining. My name is Adolo Akpo Idowu, and on behalf of the news production crew as well as the executive producer of this newscast, Busola Ademilu, we say thank you for joining and do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.